Today I'm going to show you my live setup. Well, as you may know, it seems like the pandemic is at least a little bit better now, and some live events are going to happen this summer. And I'm playing together with another musician, a singer, and we are playing in small clubs or private parties, also sometimes bigger events. We're playing cover songs, mostly everything we like or we don't like, anyway. And as we are only two people and only one is a real musician, which is me, the other one is only a singer. No, just kidding. But we need some kind of samples and also backing music. I'm playing guitar obviously, but for some songs we are playing acoustic. I'm playing acoustic guitar. Some songs we use backing tracks, and for that purpose we have a setup which I would like to show you today. And I'm trying to use the camera here. You can see maybe on the floor, these are my things which I am using. I hope you can see it there. This is the Boss RC300 loop station, which I will explain you in detail in another video. And also I'm using the Mooer GE200 there. So these two units I'm using together with my Harley Benton Fusion guitar at the moment. Sometimes I'm playing other guitars live, but at the moment I'm using this one, beautiful red. You know it maybe from other videos. If you're interested in these guitars, please check out my other videos. I got a shitload of videos about Harley Benton guitars. They're great in my opinion, especially the Fusions. They come with stainless steel frets. On this guitar I changed the pickups to Tonerider generators, which seem to have a little bit less high end. And let's talk about the connection. So I would just put the camera in the right position. Here is the Mooer GE200, where I plug in my guitar obviously. Currently I got a patch for the song Turn the Page, which I was playing in the intro. And usually I got patches for each song. And I think I can go in detail with the Mooer a little bit. So usually, as you can see, it has only 3 buttons here. And what I do is I use the pedal here, the expression pedal, as a volume pedal. So you can set it here in the expression tab and go to volume. Then you can see here I'm going from minimum 70 to maximum 100, and that is working. You can configure this only globally here. So once it is set, it has the same values for all patches, but you can turn it off in some patches. In some patches I'm using it, for example here, as you can see here, expression volume is highlighted. And if I turn it off in this patch, then it doesn't work in this patch. So I'm using the expression pedal. The reason for that is because as you may heard in the intro, I'm playing rhythms, and then sometimes I use the slide and play the little slide fill, and then I turn up the volume a little bit. So 70 to 100 seem to be a good difference between rhythm and lead in this scenario. And I only use this button here, the control tab button, but I don't use it for tapping in the tempo. I use it for switching between a lead sound and a rhythm sound. And in this patch, or what it does is it activates some blocks and deactivates some blocks. This you can do here in the where is the control tab. if we go there, you can see here, currently these blocks are activated in the blue mode. And if I switch on or press the button, then the delay and the reverb will be either deactivated or activated. Here the delay is activated, reverb is deactivated. When I switch it, then as you can see, the reverb is activated and the delay is deactivated in the red mode. Usually the red modes are my rhythm settings and the blue modes are my lead settings. But which is activated and deactivated, it depends on the song. So for example, in some songs, let me go through this a little bit. Where do we have it? Maybe this song. As you can see in the red mode, the cap and the amp block are deactivated. So this is a clean sound. And I can show you how it sounds. So I cannot play anything more now because I'm holding the camera, but yeah, it's a clean sound. And if I turn on the blue mode in this song, then it's suddenly a distorted sound. In this song I use the distorted then for some leads, and most of the song I'm playing the red mode with cleans. So basically I have two modes in most of the songs, which is enough, which is very good. And also okay, if you are interested in which amp I'm using, I can show it to you. So it's the same. I'm using the Mark III distorted with these settings. I'm using a cap, which is the Mark 1x12. Hope you can see it here with this reflection. These settings, deactivated the tubes, and I'm using the distortion 808 pedal to get rid of a little bit of the low end front of the amp. And I'm using a noise gate usually. Sometimes I'm using an EQ in front of the amp, but in this case where I'm switching from clean to rhythm, I have to use the EQ for the clean setting. So in the clean setting, usually I'm boosting around the 4K and taking out a little bit of the mids and the lows. And that is for me a nice clean tone, especially with a I have to adjust it with the single coil mode. Sounds like that. So this is basically my clean tone in this patch. And I'm using kind of the same distorted tone in every song, kind of the same clean tone in every song. In some songs, for example, Where the Streets Have No Name by U2, I'm using another sound which is more like a voxish, which is only used in that preset. But anyway, they don't differ that much, but they differ a little bit sometimes in the volume, because usually, as I said, we are playing to backing tracks, and some backing tracks are more dynamic or need more volume. In some tracks I need more volume to cut through, or Also, in some songs I'm changing the EQ a little bit, but it's not drastically. So they're adjusted or tailored to the backing track. And that is the next thing. The backing track is coming from the Boss RC300, which is a loop station, and you can also loop live, so you can record what you're playing. But in some cases I'm using a full backing track, which I pre-recorded, played the bass and programmed the drums, played the rhythm guitars, and then it's just turned on. Here, for example, I'm pushing this with usually with my foot. I could stop it, but in that case it would play the whole song, and I'm playing the guitars over this. And in this case, the slide guitars. In some other applications, I'm using an acoustic guitar, and then I'm doing live loops, which I will show you in the video where I will play and detail, go in detail about the RC300. And the connection is, I'm going at the moment mono out from the Mooer into the Boss RC300. And so I could use the guitar sound for loop records, but also in a patch like that, the Turn the Page song, it's just a little bit, the volume is adjusted to the backing track, and then it goes all to the two outs, left and right out of the RC300, which is going through the front of house and through our in-ear monitors and everything. What I also do, or usually, this has a MIDI in and MIDI out. So if the Mooer was MIDI controllable, which is not the case, then I could sync everything. So if I will go to another song here, another preset in the Boss, then the other device would go to the same design preset, the preset which is designed for that song. That would be nice, but I cannot do it at the moment with the Mooer. Maybe in the future I'll get the GE200, which is MIDI capable, then it will be synchronized. What I do in some cases, let me see, where do we have it? Where is it? There, maybe. This is the U2 song which I mentioned, which has, of course, the U2 delay. And there's a time-based delay. I will put the camera on the stand and I can show it to you. So maybe you get the idea. And this time-based delay is synchronized to the backing track. So in this case I'm using the delay from the Boss. So the guitar goes into the Boss RC300 and the delay is coming from the unit. You can assign here the internal effects, in this case the delay effect, to the input. So the loop is not affected by the delay. And that is needed, especially when you're doing live loops, because if you're looping on the fly and play, then the Boss unit is detecting the tempo you're playing in, which is, in this case it's not important because the tempo is fixed, it's just the tempo of the backing track. But in a live situation, when you recording something, you don't play every day at the same tempo, and then it's detecting the tempo, and then the delay is automatically set to the right tempo, the tempo you are playing. But in this case it's just it's set to a fixed value, which is the tempo of the backing track. Okay, the point why I'm using here the delay is just it sounds better in the Boss than in the Mooer, in my opinion. I couldn't get that delay sound to my pleasure in the Mooer. Although the Mooer has delays which I'm using, but not for that syncopated rhythmic delay. Couldn't get it with the Mooer. So sometimes time-based effects I'm using the ones in the Boss, especially when I'm doing live looping. So yeah. Currently I don't use the effects pedal of the Boss, but I could control the overall volume also with that. The volume of either of the guitar coming in there, or the overall volume of the sample and the guitar, so the output volume of this unit. I did that in the past, but as I do it now with the Mooer just for the guitars, and yeah, I basically have to control mostly the Mooer when I have a prepared backing track. In other cases, when I'm doing live loops in some songs, then I'm using more or less the Boss, just one sound in the Mooer. So yeah, with this two things, you can simulate a whole band, backing band. You don't have to argue with drummers, bass players, and their girlfriends. And what is happening after the RC300 is it's going out stereo to the mixing console, which I can also show you. This is the Behringer X32 Producer edition. It's kind of small, but it has most of the features, if not all, of the bigger ones, and it's a kick-ass thing. It's not that easy to use, but if you're familiar with these things, well, it offers a lot of capabilities. So maybe I will make a video about that where I go in detail, but in short, the RC300 is coming here to these two channels in stereo, so they are linked left and right side, and each channel here in this console has a channel strip, as you may imagine, with the usual things like a gate, EQ, low cut, input gain, and it's of course you can store all the settings, and if you don't select something special here, then the volume here is going straight to the main out. And the main out, I'm using also some effects like I think a multi-band compressor, which is very helpful and sounds kick-ass. Also what I do here is I cut the highs with a shelving filter. You can see maybe here it's cut at somewhere around 5K. It's not cut, it's just reduced drastically. That's a trick so that the vocals will stick out of the mix, because the vocals, the presence is mostly coming from the vocals, and the presence of the backing guitars and drums is reduced, and that helps the vocals to stick out. And this is also the EQing here is just tailored to our small PA system, which is, in this case, we are using the RCF 310s, two of them. In this case, I have it only connect one of them, but when I'm playing live, we're using two of them. But sometimes if we are playing bigger venues, then we are using a bigger front of house system, of course, and then we have to adjust the overall sound. But usually we don't have to adjust something at the channels. It's just the main output is EQ'd a little bit different. So this cut is affecting the backing music, which is coming from the RC300, and which is also the guitars. So another very helpful thing is you can of course make different mixes for different outputs. So in this case, you can see if you select a bus, maybe this is bus number 1, and then you can see here these faders are moving. If I select bus number 1, then it suddenly reduced a little bit here, and this mix is not the output mix, it's just the mix which is going to bus number 1, which is the in-ear monitor mix of the singer. He has different settings on the main output. We have bus number 2, which is my in-ear monitor mix, which is also a little bit different. And we have here bus number 3, which is usually a monitor wedge, in this case this monitor. And if you don't select anything here, so if you remove the sensor fader, then these section here is affecting the main output. So that is in short how this Behringer works. And of course you have some up to 8 effect slots here which you can use, and there, of course, we're also using some effects. For example, we're using a reverb and delay effect on the vocals, which is this fader now. You cannot see the effect, but you could open it in the screen, and it's working the same. So if you're selecting this one, it's now selected, and it's the it's the reverb, and you can see here then suddenly which channel is sent to the reverb. So in this case, these are the two vocal channels, me and the singer. I'm just going to the reverb, and then the reverb is going to the main output. And also, if you're going here to the effects return, you can set how much of the reverb is going through the main output. Just now these two faders, it's a stereo effect. And also if you're going to the, for example, the monitor bus here, my in-ear monitor, you can see how much of the reverb is going through my in-ears. In this case, nothing. So that might not be correct, but anyway. So that's it. And I hope this was enough to get a little bit of information about how to make a live set for a small group. If you don't have a bass or a bass player or a drummer, then maybe you can use the Boss RT300. And this setting is small, it's very portable, it's very flexible, and it sounds very good, even at loud volumes. I have to say it's a lot of work to adjust every volume level of everything to the backing tracks and then the vocals, and it all has to work, because usually we don't have a front of house engineer with us, because especially if you're playing small events or private parties like weddings, something, then it's just me and the singer, and we are everything has to be in the right volume on the spot. You cannot adjust while playing that much. But it works with that. And the biggest or most important thing for that is the Behringer, I think, because it's totally programmable and very flexible. Got lots of EQs. And what we also do is we connected it with a Wi-Fi router. So we can adjust our monitor levels via our smartphones or tablets. But usually we don't have to adjust that much because it's all pre-programmed. So I hope you like that, and I would like to hear your opinions about the RC300 and the Mooer combination. To me it sounds really good, but the Mooer needs a little bit of adjustment. And please post your comments below and subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye.